Alan Hutton's knee injury is not as bad as first feared, however the Scot will still struggle to return before the end of the season. Aston Smith today confirmed that the 34-year-old overstretched the medial collateral ligament (MCL) in his knee, which is a good sign because first fears were that he had ruptured it. Hutton, who is out of contract at the end of the season following 8 years at the club, is still set for a lengthy spell on the sidelines, though. He'll be out for a number of weeks, Smith confirmed. "I'm hoping we will have him back before the end of the season, but that's hoping more than anything. The injury update that will please, and worry, Aston Villa's Alan Hutton. Jack's back. Jack Grealish is available for Aston Villa's game with Derby County on Saturday, Aston Smith has confirmed. The 23-year-old has trained this week and will be in the squad for the weekend outing following 10 weeks on the sidelines. Smith said, "Whether he starts or not, we'll wait and see. He's worked really hard to get himself into contention and has trained well. It's been well documented results-wise that we haven't been as good without Jack. I don't put it just down to his absence. Here's what the supporters are saying." At Tom Rutherford 17, "Yay, Grealish is back just in time to solidify mid-table. Playoffs probably gone, but has to end season on a high and return to the free-flowing football we used to play. Enough with this Bruce imitation." At Lee Gibson 6, "Could this be the boost? Huge expectation on one 23-year-old. We win so many free kicks from him getting crippled." At Tom Rutherford 17, "Grealish is injured for the most crucial part of the season and will now leave in the summer. Table would be very different if he and Axel stayed fit." At LGC_AV, "Just realized that the midfield three against Blues could be Grealish, Howery High and Bitkin, and now I feel better about my life. Is our season over just yet? Much we are a completely different side with Jack in the team." Although the Claret and Blues could only draw 1-1 with the struggling Potters, Elphick insists the second half display couldn't have been much better. Alberto Doma bagged his first goal for almost a year to cancel out Sam Vokes' opener, and Villa were cheered off by the fans who appreciated their efforts. And ahead of the Derby County clash this weekend, the centre-back said, "The second half was almost faultless and we need to start like that against Derby and start turning these draws into wins. Since I have been back, we've had the QPR game, 2-2-2, where we got a late equalizer, and obviously Sheffield United stands out in the mind." The latest Villa news and was Connection Loan Watch. What next? There have been too many of those we have not taken forward. We need to make sure that we take this performance forward. The shackles came off in the second half and we saw a team going at a good team together. Every game is a big game from now on until the end of the season, including the next one." Elphick remains focused on achieving another 10 victories to give Villa a chance of getting into the top 6. And although that would mean doubling their current victory tally, the ambitious stopper is not giving up. "We need to start winning and hopefully shooting up that table," he added. Gaffer Aston Smith will be able to welcome back midfield pair Jack Grealish and Tom Carroll into the fold when Aston Villa host Derby County at Villa Park this weekend. For Grealish, the return has been a long-awaited one for all concerned, not least the player himself. The midfielder has been missing since he limped off at the Hawthorns in December but has now been handed the green light by the club's medical staff who have nursed him back to recovery. Carroll, who arrived late on transfer deadline day, hasn't featured since the goalless draw at Reading but is also in contention. There was even good news on Alan Hutton, who it is hoped will feature again this season after hobbling off early on at Stoke last Saturday. The Rams won't have fond memories of facing the villains, who put them to the sword on their own patch earlier this season, but they need a response after losing the East Midlands Derby at Nottingham Forest on Monday evening. Here's everything Smith told the club's official website on the injury front and ahead of the encounter at the weekend. "Where do Villa rank as we enter the run-in? The injury update that will please and worry Aston Villa's Alan Hutton. Jack's back. He's trained well, so he's available for selection against Derby. Whether he starts or not, we'll wait and see, but he's trained well enough. He's worked really hard to get himself into contention, so he's pushing for a starting spot on Saturday. Big boost. I think it gives everybody a boost. It's been well documented that results-wise it hasn't been as good. I don't think it's just down to Jack. There are a number of reasons. James Chester has obviously been missing, Axel Tuansby has been missing. We've lost Yannick Bolasie, and others as well through injury. I said before, for me he is the best player in the league. Any team that loses that quality would suffer, and we've suffered through Jack's loss. It'll be nice to have him back. Champing at the bit. The medical staff have been keeping a rein on me because I wanted to get him back as sharp as I could. I put a little bit of pressure on the doctor and the medical staff. I've then had to rein in Jack because when he hasn't felt any pain in the leg he's wanted to get going straight away. We've had to nurse him back because it was a big injury, and a dangerous one in terms of future injury. I think we've done it right, and now hopefully he can go and season out really well. A sigh of relief for Hutz. It isn't as bad as first feared. We thought he may have ruptured his MCL. We don't think it's a rupture, but he's certainly overstretched that area. He'll be out for a number of weeks, and we'll have to monitor him and see how he is. We certainly lack in that area at the moment, but I'm hopeful we'll have him back before the end of the season, hoping, more than anything. The early signs weren't good. It looked as though he might have been ruled out for the season, but the MRI scan suggests it's not a full rupture of the MCL, which is really good news for him and ourselves. We're positive we can get him back before the end of the season. Another bust. Tom Carroll is back training with us fully. He did a little bit on Friday and started this week with us. He's also in contention for Saturday now. It's really good news that we've got players coming back. Derby, reverse fixture. The pinnacle. It was a really good performance, as was the Middlesbrough game. The way Derby had started the season, the way they were playing at that time, it was a dangerous fixture for us. We went there and did really well. We scored some good goals and created some really good chances. I went to watch them against Nottingham Forest and they got beat. They're not in a great run, similarly to ourselves in terms of results, and they've got a few new personnel and a few injuries, a bit like ourselves as well. We're looking forward to it. For Frank, it's his first job and he's gone in there and done well. It'd be nice to go in there and get another double. We haven't had one since Swansea, so it'd be nice to get one on Saturday and get back to winning ways for the supporters. That 3-0 win a reminder of squad quality. It is. It seems a long time ago. The games come thick and fast in this league. You think back to that game that we were playing Derby, it was full of quality and we need to take that into this game as well, on Saturday. Replicate form of Brentford March 2018. Aston Villa have done it, starting with Derby. It might have been February 2017, they went and won the game and then they went on a really good run, winning 8 or 9 games. We've got to try and emulate that, and see where we are at the end of it. Home and full. Message to the fans? They've got a massive role. I was really pleased with the support on Saturday. I admit it was an indifferent first half, but they stuck with us. There was no negativity. They clapped us off at halftime. Then afterwards, the reaction and reception the players and I got was fantastic. It just shows that they appreciate when the lads play good football, like they did in the second half. We have to go and replicate that on a more consistent basis and make sure the supporters get behind us and keep us on a roll.